Hello and welcome back to Paddling Pool 216. I'm Asek, joined here by Pat J. It's been a while since I've commentated on here. I'm really glad to be back. But we are going to be going into quarters-finals, best of three with hashtag RR versus Arctic2. What do you think of this matchup, Pat?
Look at the prediction by Twitch chat are the clear favorites here. But Arctic, they have shown us that they can create a surprise, that they can do things we don't expect them to do. And this is counterpick, so we can expect a few surprises from Arctic. I expect them to give a good fight, and we'll be starting on Flounder Heights zones.
Very excited for this match. Flounder Zones is such a goofy map. It's really strange, but it's also really fun. But we are headed straight on into this. It looks like we're seeing Machine and Ballpoint versus Machine and Ballpoint. Similar comps on both sides.
Yep.
We're seeing a V-Try in Arctic2 as along with a T-Tech, where we're seeing a Stamper on RR's side.
Yeah, Stamper, always good option. I'm not so sure about the Z-caster angles on this specific map, but it looks like Arctic is getting the upper hand right now. Are answering as they can with the inkjet, but that's gonna be cancelled immediately. And Arctic right now in control of top mid and starting to make some points already, but RR getting the wipeout and getting control of both zones.
Now this is a really bad situation for Arctic2. This map is very snowball heavy. Because mid is high ground, it gives the people holding mid an inherent advantage. There are enough flanks to where it isn't a problem, but you do have to be a little careful about it because it's very easy to snowball on this map. A one wipe can end the game if you're not careful.
Indeed, Arctic, they are struggling just in their spawn to establish something and get anywhere near that front. Meanwhile, RR are getting past the 50 points mark and they don't seem to be ready to stop anywhere. Another wipeout.
That is really devastating here. Arctic has to pull out a miracle in order to even touch the zone at this point. But it looks like that could be starting as RR has gone one down. Ooh, but the Tri-Slosher going in from RR, really just sitting under that ledge, making Arctic have a really hard time on this retake. But they have neutralized the zone. This is going to buy them some valuable time, potentially. It's really close right here. They have to cap it now, but no, they can't quite get it. And that is going to be game one for RR.
Yeah, that sneaky play from Arctic in the end wasn't enough, and just neutralizing one zone. It's almost always something you can do, but taking both zones and applying penalties is a whole different beast. RR giving us a great showing in this game, but as you said, it's a map where getting back in is so hard, and in the start of the game, Arctic was showing us that they were able to get the fight with RR and get something going almost. So if they choose the right counter pick, the thing they are really comfortable on, and that puts RR off balance, they could very much bring this to a game 3.
Yeah, at a certain point, it's almost worth it to learn an unorthodox map really well in order to pull it out in counterpicks to get an advantage. Because, like, that's kind of the stuff they have to pull here to try to get this here. If this continues the way that it's been going, if they pull out a normal map, it's going to be a lot trickier for them to win. If they pull out something where they have a specialty on it and it's a bit more of a niche map, then we'll see what happens.
Yes, you have the info on the R's. You know what they're about. So choose wisely, choose something that they will not expect. Arctic we can see that they're giving it a bit of a thought, taking their time to choose their counter pick right now.
Yeah, this is a very high stakes counter pick right here. Is this stage of the... It's been a while since I've commentated Paddling Pool. Is this stage of the tournament single elimination? Or is this double elim?
Yes, so it's single elimination. Paddling Pool, if there's a group stage, then it's single elimination. So if Arctic loses another game, they are out of the tournament. But hey, this is quarterfinals. Getting here already is showing that you're a great team.
Yeah, I know both of these teams would probably beat my team.
Same.
Wow, they are really taking their time on this counter pick. I mean, you can imagine the team discussion that would be going on right now after facing that loss when you're pretty much just the underdog here. Like, the Twitch prediction was insanely favored towards RR.
Mhm.
If these guys can pull out a win, then that would be complete upset.
Yeah, Arctic, they have a lot to do if they want a chance at knocking down RR. Not out of question though. I mean, they were able to fight them. They once RR had the lockdown, Arctic was pretty much dead. But this map is the best for the lockdown, so I think Arctic can put up a good fight, at least. I hope so. We're here to see good games.
Yep. Not a very interesting tournament if all the games are 2-0s.
Yeah.
But I mean, the individual games can be fun still. Definitely, when you get into these later stages of the tournament, that's when you kind of expect things to be more balanced.
Mhm.
Because then you get the actual like top teams fighting each other. But wow, they really are taking their time.
Yeah. I mean, you want to think about it. You want to take as much time as you can. You want to really not get the wrong pick and put all the odds in your favor. And I am not sure what Arctic would want to do actually. I feel like maybe something about more tower control. We've seen them in the last game bring out the Clash Blaster and really create some havoc.
Did they actually bring out a Clash Blaster?
Yep. Yes.
Dang, I wasn't there for that. That is very interesting. So they could do something tower control, something like TC Undertow, if they want to pull out that Clash Blaster, will work really well just because of all of the like angles and geometry you have. The tower pole itself lending to Clash Blaster as a main weapon pretty well. But wow,
I don't know if that's on the map list. I don't have the map list under my eyes right now.
Where is this counter pick?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like we have just seen it. It's going to be Clam Blitz Inkblot. That is... I mean, that's a lot of time thinking about a counter pick for something that seems fairly standard. That might have been their discussion there. I wouldn't be surprised if they had somewhat of an argument back there. Or maybe it was just very much discussing it in depth.
You say standard, but it's Clam Blitz, and Clam Blitz is not the mode we see picked usually. I feel like Arctic better have a very good plan at the ready for Clam Blitz, because if they let RR play their games at some point, RR could KO very fast. This is a map mode where taking control of the enemy platform is doable and things can snowball very, very bad. I think it's a bit risky from Arctic.
Yeah, I am looking forward to this game, and it looks like we are almost underway. Pretty much both the teams are already up. I want to see... I'm really curious what they're going to pull out here. If they've played Clash Blaster before, they might be more likely to do some gimmicky strats, like we could see a Brush here. Maybe even two of them.
It's not the time to make gimmicky strats. It's the time to bring the best that you can have. And the Arctic bringing the Clash Blaster are not really changing comp.
Wow, that is definitely a Clash Blaster.
Yes,
that's really strange.
It is.
You don't see that every day. Definitely a kind of strange main weapon. And oh, it looks like they have gone down right off the bat. And this ball putting a fight with a Stamper so close range is really risky here.
Yeah,
and ooh, they do get picked off for it.
are right now getting very good opening, getting picks after pick. It's just the machine. The machine is going to let the basket be open. Are not
wow.
yet, but that's because they are still getting the splats.
Absolutely. This is just one of the hardest stagger loops I've ever seen. Like, this was instant stagger loop here, right off the bat.
Yeah.
And it's still going. But it does look like Electric has finally managed to get a footing. Not even a minute into the game, and that's already almost halfway to a KO from RR. That's a devastating first push, but that's a nice recover from Arctic. The Clash Blaster pushing forward, trying to get some picks as well. Getting a pick on that Stamper. Trying to see what they're going to be able to do with this geometry. But the machine is actually going to catch them out there, which is not going to be very good for them. That Clash Blaster going down is going to deny them of a Trizuka and a lot of their chip pressure, which I feel like their comp is kind of built around to enable.
It's like the Clash Blaster is very good for creating surprise things, punishing positioning mistakes, but are they not doing enough mistakes for Clash Blaster to really capitalize off of that? And right now, Arctic is struggling just to defend their own platform. And it's a slaughter out there. Everybody is going down 2v2 for a second.
But here we do see that Clash Blaster supplying a decent amount of pressure, enough to keep that ball away from that choke point. This is one of the best Clash Blaster maps in the game because of all of the choke points and all of the ledges that you can poke. But is that going to be enough to save Arctic? We'll have to see, because right now it's not looking very good with that Sniper going in there, but getting a little bit in over their head and going down. And that Crab Tank might see the same fate. Yeah, going down, trading with that Clash Blaster, very good trade. The Splash is a very valuable player to go down.
Getting away with a trade, and RR, they are not trying to jump in with the Super Clams. They are really trying to keep that basket open as long as they can really take control of the basket area. But so far, they could have made more points, I think, if they just really try to put as many clams as fast as they could. But that doesn't matter. Yeah. Ooh, it's open.
And we see that Electric did manage to score a ball in, but they don't have any control of the basket. The Spotters are trying to hide on the wall to outplay them, but they were expected. They had the read. And that is going to be a very small push for Arctic. And RR already has control back. This is very, very quick. The ball going in. But they don't have... they have a decent amount of clumps to follow up, but they will have to go backwards at some point, and it does look like Electric has managed to use that to get just a little bit of footing. But that Inkjet is going to come out trying to turn things around on them. Getting a pick on that machine. Ballpoint taking cover from that Inkjet. Ballpoint fighting the Stamper here.
Just the ballpoint right now from Arctic. They have to move back, stay alive. They tried to get the Inkjet, but too late. The Stamper has so much range, and they're here. They don't have the ball at the ready. They don't care. They are on the attack, and that Tri-Strike is going to stop the Zipcaster, but the basket is getting open again, and RR is extending the lead.
RR's pushes have been getting smaller and smaller, though. I believe that one was no follow-up claims put in at all. So this could be Arctic's chance to finally get some momentum, but they do go down, and it's just the Inkjet left. If they can stall out here and survive, this is going to be huge for them. But if they go down, it's going to be really bad. The ballpoint does look like they end up surviving here. And Arctic is flooding out into mid, trying to get control. It's going to be a little bit hard with the lack of paint from the Clash Blaster. But if they can make up for that by setting up the Clash Blaster in those powerful positions underneath ledges, in strange spots, then it could be worth it here. Inksuka is coming out, getting one pick, passing the ball to the Clash Blaster. But they get picked by the Inkjet! 17 seconds on the clock. They need to get these balls in very soon. The clam basket is open. This is their final chance.
They just need a few clams and they can get back in, but they need these clams now, and they don't have the clams in hand. Piero has to get away from the plat. Game 1 is going to go to RR. Game 2 is going to RR, and that's a 2-0 for RR. They are going to semifinals, and Arctic goes home.
That game was closer than I think a lot of people were expecting there. it seemed like it was super one-sided, but that push was really close to getting the lead there. If they hadn't hesitated on jumping that pity, then they could have gotten the lead there because they were in a position to run backwards and get that pity, but they were indecisive between getting clams. If they just had a couple more clams to sell that basket, things could have gone out differently. Very close games. I think a lot closer than people were expecting.
Yeah, I feel like RR, they had the control, but the Arctic, they really showed you just need to get the basket area once to get a good push, get as many clams in as you can, and you can get back so fast. And they were one super clam away from doing just that, but one super clam short in the end. Congratulations to RR, you are advancing to semifinals.
Yes, indeed, and it is a very well-deserved victory there. Both of these teams played really well, though. Very fun game to watch. But I do believe we are going to be going on a short break. Or not. I don't know.
Yep. Yes, we are. We are going on a short break.
Okay. Yep, a very short break. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to be right back with the next set.